Hey everyone, I am about a little close to I believe I'm close to 2 hours post meal, and my blood sugar is 104 and stable. I didn't spike that high. I did pretty good. All day I've been kind of riding a little, not lower blood sugars, but I haven't been spiking too bad today. Like I said, I take it. I actually find it easier to eat more food than it is to sit and take more insulin for a high blood sugar. So I guess any day that I keep my blood sugar stable is one less day I have to worry about having complications in the future. So let's jump into the video. Hi everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. First off, I'm going to apologize for my raspy and low voice. I am a bit sick, but surprisingly my blood sugars have been behaving. If anything, I've been running more low when I'm sick. This is probably my true first sickness with type 1 diabetes, which is kind of strange that I run low, but again, everybody's body's different. Everybody's body's going to respond differently. But anyways, today's video, as you probably can tell by the title, we're going to talk about driving with type 1 diabetes. I kind of thought of this because I went to my local Walmart a few days ago, and I thought it would be kind of cool to just share my personal experiences with driving and type 1 diabetes. Now, this is a good video for those of you who are newly diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, or for those of you that are younger and have type 1 diabetes and you're a young adolescent and you'll be learning to drive soon, kind of what to watch out for. Now, I was diagnosed at age 19, so I already had my driver's license for almost 4 years. So I didn't really have to go through the whole process of getting a driver's license with type 1 diabetes and going through a road test. But I have driven quite a bit now with type 1 diabetes having it, so I'm going to kind of give you some experience to kind of go forward and help you guys out. So first I'm going to talk about if you just use a meter to check your blood sugar, kind of what I did before I got my Dexcom G6, which I'm rocking it on my arm. So pretty cool. I believe I have to change it out tomorrow, but it's been working pretty good. Anyways, so before I had a Dexcom G6 or a continuous glucose monitor, I was told I have to check my blood sugar before I drive. So I would check my blood sugar, and I'm going to put this out there. If you have a healthcare professional or an endocrinologist that you go see, please talk to them about what numbers you should be driving at. My endocrinologist told me that my blood sugar should be at or above 90 milligrams per deciliter. Again, I'll leave everything in millimoles before I even think about driving. And why is this? Well, it kind of makes sense because if you think about it, if you're in the 80s are good blood sugars. However, that's too close to 70. And usually some of us type 1 diabetics like myself, I start feeling kind of weak once I get to the mid to low 70s. I'll actually start feeling kind of shaky and sweaty and a fast heartbeat and all those low blood sugar symptoms before I even hit 60. And you don't want that. The main reason they don't want you having a low blood sugar when you drive is the risk of you either going unconscious, blacking out, or passing out at the wheel. And you don't want to get in a car wreck. So definitely make sure your blood sugar is above 90 before you even think about turning on the ignition. I would do that. But if you don't, for whatever reason, I had this happen a couple times where you've been short on test strips or trying to worry about getting more in for a supplier because I was just learning how to get all my stuff supplied to me at a certain time. Now that's all figured out. I don't have to worry about like running out of test strips, but I was kind of like, okay, you know, I need to save these for meals. I really shouldn't be using them to drive. If that happens, A, get someone else to drive if you can, or B, what you can do is, if in doubt, eat something. Or plan your driving times right after you eat. That's what I tended to do because I know my blood sugar would be at its highest, or on the rise at least, where there'd be no point or no risk of me passing out at the wheel from a low blood sugar. So that's a tip for you guys. Like I said, if you forget your meter or your test strips or they're bad or something happens, eat something before you even think about turning on the ignition. You would rather your blood sugar be at 250 than at 71 when you drive. Not saying at 250 you might not feel good either, but you're probably not going to pass out at the wheel. And then I'm going to in turn talk about the opposite now. For me, I start feeling kind of crappy if my blood sugar stays above 200 for very long. Now, everybody's going to feel differently at different blood sugars. Some people might feel fine at 200, 300, 400, but When I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, the day I was diagnosed, I actually drove a very short distance, and I did not feel good. I didn't even want to drive, and my whole family was like, oh, she don't want to drive, there's something wrong with her. So that was kind of a warning sign for me. Anyways, my blood sugar was 513, so obviously if your blood sugar is really high, you probably shouldn't be driving either. If my blood sugars at an extended period of time is above 200, I get really irritable, tired, don't want to do anything, and I probably would just like not want to drive either, because you're probably just going to be super tired and not being able to concentrate. And if you can't concentrate, you can't make proper judging decisions on the road. So therefore, find a high bar that you wouldn't want to drive above either. For me, if I'm consistently above 200 or 250, I'm not going to think about turning on the keys and driving somewhere. So good blood sugar driving numbers for me are pretty much anywhere between 90 and 190. That's a pretty general rule for me. I hope this makes sense. Again, everybody's going to feel differently at different blood sugars, so please, please, please follow your own body, and please talk to your healthcare provider about what they think is best for you and the safety of others on the road. So that's kind of how you would do it if you had a meter. But if you use a CGM like me, the nice thing about it is I don't have to think about pulling out a test strip with the G6 at least, because it's supposed to be very accurate. So like if I were to hop in the car right now, like I usually do, if I go for a drive, look at my blood sugar, okay, I'm 104 and I'm stable. If I'm doing a short drive, I probably wouldn't worry. Even a little longer drive, as long as it stays stable, I'm not going to worry. But I had this situation when I went to Walmart when my blood sugar went from about 170 to 120 in about an hour. So it was a pretty fast drop from all the exercise. I had a lot of heavy things in my cart, and just for whatever reason, any cardiovascular activity for me makes my blood sugar drop crazy, and I get extremely insulin sensitive, whatever insulin is in my body, so I gotta be careful. So I got in the car, and my blood sugar had said was 113 with a slight arrow headed down. And I'm kind of like, 113 with a slight arrow headed down isn't bad. It's not like it's a straight arrow where I'm probably going to be at 90 or less in a short period of time. But I thought to myself, turn on the car and just see what happens. So I waited another 5 minutes for a new reading, and the new reading was like 110 and going down. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm dropping slow, and if I don't eat something, it's probably not going to stay stable. It's probably going to drop a little more. So I actually had some glucose tablets, which I know some people don't like those, but I like them because I can micro-treat. So what I did is I had one glucose tablet. That glucose tablet leveled me off at 120. I went from 110 and dropping to 120 and stable, and I stayed that way for my whole entire drive home. So it was perfect. Obviously, if you have a slight arrow headed down, make your own decision on whether you're on a treater or not. Like for me, I kind of did, just because it was a longer drive home. If you're stable, you're probably good to go, but if your blood sugar is headed up really fast or headed down really fast, you might want to keep an eye on it. Mainly because the ones that are headed down really fast, you're going to worry about passing out, but if you're headed up, again, depends on how bad you feel at certain high blood sugars, but if mine said like 250 with double arrows going up, I'm probably going to feel like crap, and I probably ain't going to want to even think about turning on the keys and driving. So, not a good idea. So use the arrows as a huge guide with a CGM. They're great. I don't know what all other CGMs have trend arrows. I think a lot of them do. So if I were you, invest in one of these if you can, because they're very helpful. You don't have to worry about sticking your finger before you drive. However, if you feel like you're getting shaky or you're having high blood sugar and you don't think this thing matches your symptoms, check with the meter as always. As they tell you, as Dexcom says, if your CGM readings do not match your symptoms, please use your meter to make treatment decisions, which is extremely important with driving. We do not want to pass out from a low blood sugar, nor do we want to feel tired and drowsy or lose judgment or concentration with a high blood sugar. Again, high and low blood sugars can come with vision impairment too, so that is one of the last things you want happening on the road. You don't want your vision to go blurry, because you need that to be able to see what's in front of you and how far a car is ahead of you or behind you, or how fast you're going, or to keep control and stay in your lane, or whatever it may be, or to be able to watch for road signs or animals or pedestrians or whatever it may be. So you don't want to have blurry vision either. So definitely keep an eye on those things. Listen to your own body. Invest in one of these if you can. They're fantastic. I mean, mine has the alerts on it. Now, if you're 89 and stable, where you're right around 90, I probably wouldn't have a heart attack. But if you're unsure, eat a little something. I mean, 89 is below 90, so I mean, theoretically, you probably should have a little something to bring it up. But if you're definitely in the low 80s or, you know, way below 90, definitely eat something before you drive. Anyways, I hope this makes sense for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you do decide to subscribe, you can hit that little notification bell next to the subscribe button. It'll give you a notification on any device that you use to watch my videos or any other YouTube videos. It'll notify you when I upload something new. And remember, once I hit 100 subscribers, I will be sharing my diagnosis story for you. I am putting together the pieces on how I want to film it. I want to make it special for you guys. So I believe we're almost halfway to 100, which is crazy to me. I believe we're at about 45 subscribers. So thankful and blessed to have you guys. Anyways, I hope this video helps and makes sense for those of you that are newly diagnosed or kind of like want to know how I take driving into consideration with my diabetes, or if you're a young adolescent maybe learning to drive soon. So anyways, take care, God bless, be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. Bye, everybody.